This is a great bow to use just as a standalone bow or even as part of some of your layered bows. So I'm going to show you how to make this. It's really cute and really simple. We're going to start off with our 1 1/2 inch ribbon. I like to use the thicker ribbon with this. And we're going to go and measure out our tail. Now, depending on how long you want the tails of your bow, and I'll show you what I mean by this, this here is the tail. I like to do them about 6 inches to start off with, so we'll measure out about 6 inches and then put our finger there. Now what we're going to do, we are going to work with this on the roll because you don't know how much you need, and we are just going to here. I like to just, you see, keep it on the roll, but put the roll out of the way like that. Fold over our first loop. Now it can be as big or as small as you'd like. Whatever you make the first loop is going to be the size of the bow times 2, because you have 1 loop on this side and 1 on this side. So this loop, just to give you an idea, is about 2 inches, so it's going to make a 4-inch bow. So I have my first loop here, and I have my 6 inches of tail coming down. Okay? So just going to make 1 loop. Now we just bring our ribbon back on the other side, over to the left, and pinch it at the center, and we want to make a 2-inch loop on the other side. Just pull your fingers up just like this to make sure that it is the same length, because we want them to be the same. Now we're just going to go make another loop down at the bottom there. See, I just brought this ribbon roll from the bottom to the top right across. That's what makes it real easy. If you just follow where I bring my ribbon roll when I'm working with ribbon on the roll, it's really easy. Okay, so I'm holding this pinch. Here's my first loop, second loop, and now my third loop is down here in the bottom left. I'm going to make sure they're the same. If they're not the same, I'm just going to have to work with this. Just let a little bit more come through until they're the same length. There we go. Now for our final loop, we are going to bring our ribbon roll from the top across the top of the bow and down. Okay? There's our last loop. And then just make it the same as all the other loops, so it will be an even bow. It's a little bit too big. Okay? Now we can go ahead and cut this off the roll. Let's see. There we go. It doesn't have to be perfect because we are going to cut them after. Now that that's off the roll, alright, we're going to take our needle and thread. Here's my needle and thread. I'm going to turn this towards me so I can sew it with my right hand. And I'm just going to go down and up 3 times. So making 3 stitches across here. Make sure, of course, you get all your layers. So there's my 3 stitches. Push them together. Pull this thread through. Okay. Push it down nicely. See, there should be 3 loops, top, middle, and bottom. That's what makes it look nice. Pull it tightly and wrap it around your center. Now when you do the wrapping, just make sure that you're not pulling these in a bad direction. Make sure it stays nice as you're wrapping it. That's just a tip to help your bow stay looking nice, and just pull it really tight, very tightly. Now we can go ahead and loop this through our thread just to make sure that we have it on there. Okay, so there I just push that needle right through the thread and make a nice knot. We're all done with our needle and thread. You can make these loops look however you want, and you could choose which side of the bow you want to use. Some people like both tails to be in the back, so I just flip it around, and then we just want to poof up our loops. Look at how cute that is, and super duper easy. You can poof those up however way you want. Go ahead and just make our tail at an angle if we want. Look at how cute that is. Now I want to make sure I heat seal these ends, of course, just to finish it off so that they do not fray. Really nice professional look. And now if you want, you could wrap the center with some smaller ribbon. This is 1/4 inch. You can also use the popular 3/8 inch. And I just like to put a little bit of glue down. Just going to put a dab of glue, and this just covers up the thread and makes it finish it off really nice. You could also put some embellishments in the center if you wanted to. Here we go, just turn it over and glue this to the back side, cut off the extra and fold it over. Really just wrapping that center to hide that thread, because we don't want that thread to be showing in our center, and it always just finishes it off really nice, very nicely. All right, and there you go, our bow is done. Now you can make longer tails if you want. Just before you start making the bow, just leave a longer tail, and again, fluff those up however you like. You can spray them with some stiffen stuff if you wanted them to stay really stiff, and there's your bow.